So Tracer, Hog, Risa. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't even see what our team was.
3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
I had to do something.
Okay. So as soon as it counts down to 15 seconds, after 15 seconds of the start of the round, you can press the middle button on your PlayStation button, and that tells you what team comp they have. So you can see that they'll have an Orisa, a McCree, a Torbjorn, stuff like that. So as soon as you can see their team comp, that's a good way to know, hey, who counters me and who can I go after in order to get a quick kill off. Somebody like Ana would be a good choice for you. Somebody like Torbjorn, you have to be careful of his turret. McCree, be careful of flashbang. Orisa's a good target for you. Moira can counter you. Just, keep those in mind. So you hear that McCree and see that the McCree is right and just killed the Tracer. What you want to do is you want to go after that McCree since A, most likely he just uses trash. Wow, that was awful. Flashbang. As soon as he uses his flashbang, that's a good way for you to go in and know that he cannot use that ability. His flashbang resets every 10 seconds. Your deflect resets every 8 seconds.
The only reason why he didn't do it is because he has a Zarya and a Torbjorn.
The McCree? The McCree was over here
by
himself. The
The
Moira is there too. As soon as you see the Moira, though, I would dash out or something to that degree. But yes, you could go after McCree. You didn't have to go through point. You could have kept poking damage from over where Orisa was, especially since she just set her shield down there. You have no cover here, so people like Torbjorn and McCree are going to get a lot of cleave damage off of you, especially with the turret. So just be aware that point is good, but you do have to worry about the other team trying to kill you. I wouldn't use your secondary fire here, considering that they're so far away. Primary fire is very good, especially since that Ana is scoped in. You can get a lot of good headshots off of her. Also, don't jump down in front of both Ana, who's scoped in, and the turret. You had the high ground. The high ground was good. If you needed to, you could have dashed back to your team.
The only reason why I went in was because I wanted to stay kind of with my team.
The team was behind you, though. You were here.
No,
your team was over here.
Like when you said like you didn't have to go through the door, you could pick a little bit. The only reason why I went through the door was because our team was going through the door, and then I went up there.
Well, now we're going through here, yes, but we weren't through there before. We were set up here. I think maybe the Moira was over there, but she was the only one who was pushing. We can see it again.
I thought you were all pushing.
Okay, so Orisa sets up her shield here, and we have 3 people on point. This is half of us, especially since the Tracer's dead. We all move towards Orisa because Orisa puts her shield down here. So we kind of want to stay towards Orisa, but we also want to cap point at the same time. I'm here with you, but it's just the 2 of us, so we have to be careful. And you jump down and get picked off.
I should have dashed towards you. And then this was the part where I changed my sensitivity. So I changed sensitivity. Because I forgot to do it while I was doing something. And they got a lot off because I wasn't there to help my team.
Notice that the turret's there. As soon as you see that turret, nice, focusing it. As soon as you get stunned, you want to do your best to try and turn around a dash. Since he did get the kill off on you, oh well, it's a flashbang. You do want to save your deflect for stuff like the flashbang, abilities that are able to stop you in your tracks, or just a lot of damage that's incoming from the front line. A good way to use... Yes. Bastion is... You counter Bastion just because of your deflect alone. So deflecting minimal damage like that turret damage, that continuous damage, is nothing to you. You want to take that upfront damage, like damage to Orisa's shield when everybody's shooting at that shield. That's a lot of good damage that you can get off from the deflect that they're shooting at you. That can probably give you a lot of ult charge as well.
And then I changed my sensitivity again, and then I'm on the move.
Another thing that you can do is you can try to climb up here just to get a good survey of the area, especially since McCree's going up on high ground too. You could try to avoid the turret wherever it went. Oh, turret's in front of the shield, so perfect. It's not even going to see you from up here. You jump down up to here, you come up to McCree's face, you deflect, McCree tries to flashbang, he flashbangs himself, then you use your primary fire to triple shuriken him in the face. Yeah.
This is where I try to group up with everyone.
So as soon as we see that the Roadhog is dead, we do have to take it a little easy since we're down one tank. And your Genji. Genji mainly is used to flank. So you frontlining is a bit of an issue, but if you frontline with deflect, that's a little bit better. But you do still have to have your dash for an escape. If you try to flank and get a lot of damage off so you can build up blade faster, that's a good idea. What you did in that Anubis game was you went off by yourself, which is okay if you're trying to get distant damage off and build that blade, and you built up blade fast, which was great. Because if you can keep up with your Ana, with her nano, because she can charge the nano very fast if your team takes a lot of damage, you have to keep up with her in order to keep that ult economy going with your blade and her nano.
And this isn't boosting, and I know like when we share played that you only saw like a pixel per second. But do you think you could watch me like play a silver comp?
Maybe some other time. Yeah, I would like to see that. Okay, so right now you don't want to walk towards them. As soon as you hear that grab, what I want you to do is I want you to deflect. You can deflect Zarya's grab, and especially if you have Blade, there's a lot of characters who will literally just press triangle because you press triangle. So Zarya, you pretty much just... a good idea is if you know the Zarya has grab, if she hasn't used it for a while, you can press triangle and just deflect in her face. And she'll throw that grab at you, and then there you go. You have your own grab used, well, they have their grab used against them, and then you can dash in the middle of that grab while they're all there. And since Zarya you've used grab, I knew they were going to use at least one other ultimate. So this is where I was saying.
But they use two.
They use grab, they use molten core and coalescence. 3. So this is where you would have
2 extra ults.
Yes. This is where you have to leave. Just leave. Don't try to jump, don't try to move around, just leave. Especially because Moira's coalescence is a lot of continuous damage, and it's very, very easy to use because it can hit multiple people. Just get the hell out of there.
Enemy turret destroyed.
You're powered up. Get in there. Ready for battle.
Okay. So we're going.
This is when I asked you that question.
Okay. So you see the turret is down main. What I want you to do is if you see where the turret is, either A, try to destroy it, and if it's shielded by Orisa, then try to flank. You don't want to have that line of sight with the turret. And if you can get an area where you can destroy the turret and the turret's not protected, that's even better. So yes, right here. This is where you want to focus that turret. Focus that turret, gets rid of it, and then the rest of your team has one less thing to worry about. You are getting good damage off. You see that she uses nade. You drop down. This is good. This is good. Dash, 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 dash. Okay, that's fine.
Cause I thought about how you told me to save it.
Yes. But if you get that dash off, you kill her, the dash resets.
Oh. So
Every
if you
kill
kill
that
someone
you...
with the dash, it resets your dash, right?
Yes. You kill
Okay.
someone with a dash, it resets. You get an assist, it resets. You get any sort of damage off someone and they die, it resets, no matter what. Your dash also resets as soon as you use blade. So if you can dash into a group of enemies, use blade, and your dash will immediately be reset.
Dash.
This would be it. This would be a good idea right now. Moira is at, I'd probably say 75 health right now. Your dash does 50 damage. So if you dash and then secondary fire and melee, you can kill her pretty easily. Reset, go kill the Ana. Reset, go kill the Torb. Go from there. Good, that's good. Just getting away because it's a lost fight. You have half the people on your team. You do have this right here. It is good to try and get your healers to heal you just so they can have ultimate. But if they're busy or if they can't heal you right then and there, just grab a health pack. Way easier than begging for heals. Just know where they are.
Yeah, I don't know all the maps like the palm of my hand.
That comes with experience. The more you play, the more you'll know where those health packs are. All right, so you want to back up now. Since the Zarya is slept, you don't want to hit her because there is nobody to do a lot of burst damage off. You are also at 60 health, and the Moira is staring you down in the face. So you want to back up. You don't want to wake up the Zarya. You want to try and reduce the amount of damage that's going to be incoming to your Ana, which would be the Moira. The Moira is going to either start killing you or the Ana. So either retreat, try to get the health pack, or retreat around the corner somewhere where the Moira can't see you and where the Zarya won't be woken up. Because right now she's just trying to heal. And as soon as she wakes up, you know she's going to use bubble. So don't try to shoot her afterwards. When your Ana sleeps someone, like a Tracer, they're going to use recall immediately. So just punch them. Same thing with Zarya. Zarya is going to bubble immediately, just punch them. Or if you can get a lot of burst damage off of them really, really quick.
Try to get a triple headshot if it's like a Zarya.
Well, yes, but you want to have a lot of burst damage. Genji has continuous damage. Burst damage is like a Widow headshot. It does 300 damage like that. Your blade has continuous damage. You slash, it does 120. You wait a second, you slash again, that's another 120. You have to be aware of how much damage you can do immediately versus how much damage you can do over time. So if you want to sleep somebody, you have a Zarya that's slept right in front of you. You know she has bubble. Don't have everybody shoot her at the same time when she's slept. You know she has bubble. You want to make her waste that bubble and then fight her. If you have somebody like Roadhog, you have to wait for him to wait for your Ana to have nade because it cancels his healing. He's already down 5 health because of the sleep dart. The sleep dart does 5 health, does 5 damage, and when your Ana says 3, 2, 1, or you say 3, 2, 1, you triple headshot him in the face, dash him. She uses her nade, and then you just keep laying down the damage. She keeps shooting him. You'll get an easy kill off of him. Stuff like that you want to worry about. Good, getting a health pack. Looking behind. Okay, so what you do, I see a lot, is you don't kind of peek. You don't peek. You kind of just walk out and say, here I am. And then you're like, oh shoot, everybody's there. So you leave. You can just poke your head out a little bit. Oh, there's the Ana. Poke your head out a little bit. Oh, there's the Orisa. There's the Moira. Oh, there's the turret. The turret's going to shoot at me, so I'm going to just throw shurikens at the Ana. You have to limit your line of sight. So if you're here, everybody can shoot you. If you're here, only the Ana can shoot you. You have to limit who can see you, and use natural cover to block off anything that might be a danger to you, like the turret.
And some other dumb thing is that like my friends play Fortnite a lot, and so like what they'll do is they'll be like, "Why can't you build with this? This game sucks."
Well, building in Fortnite is a lot like a shield. You have a shield in front of you, and that's cover that is a resource. You have a limited amount of resources in Fortnite, you have a limited amount of resources in Overwatch. If that shield breaks, that's an issue. You want to use natural cover, like in Fortnite, you have buildings, you have other things that can be destroyed, but they're just natural, you don't have to build them. Use that instead of a shield, because that will never break. That is never a resource that can be depleted. It is there for everyone.
And
So
if that
use it.
did happen in Overwatch, I think this would be a lot more harder than it already is.
It's a lot more resources to handle.
No, I mean like if you hit something like it broke.
Oh yeah, then it would be weird. So you hear the nano go off. Now you have to be aware of who is nanoed. You do have the audible voice line of somebody getting nanoed, like Arisa. Systems overloading. You know she is nanoed. This is something that you have to keep in mind. Since the Arisa is nanoed, you have to try to stave off as much damage from her as possible. Something like a Genji who is nanoed, you have to either escape or kill him as quickly as possible. One thing that you mainly want to do is just make sure they don't get any kills. Because if she nanos someone and they don't get any kills, then it's a wasted nano. If it doesn't save their life, it's a wasted nano. You have to try to make sure they don't get anything. So like a lot of this damage that she's getting off on this shield, you want to be able to protect your team right here with your deflect. As soon as that shield goes down, or if the shield is low, you can just walk in front of the shield, or as soon as the shield goes down, deflect. There's all that nano damage going back at the Arisa shield that's already cracked. That's probably at like, what, 300? We can probably check right now. 300. You send that all the way back to their shield. That's a broken shield. Their Ana's at half. The Ana would be dead. Stuff like that. Plus you have Moira ult going. That's continuous damage towards the Ana. You could literally dash in, triple shuriken her in the mouth, and you have Moira backing you up with her ultimate as well. She's healing and damaging at the same time. You can block Torbjorn's ult as well. If he tries to use his Molten Core and is like, hey, I have Molten Core, just deflect. You can get your own Molten Core right in his face as well. It's a good way to deny any sort of...
That's the turret problem again.
Yeah. You notice it, it's fine. You know it's a problem. You can work on it in your own time. Okay.
Enemy turret here.
See what you just did there? Natural cover, line of sight. Turret can't see you. You can see the turret. Perfect. It's exactly what you should do every single time. Not just with turrets, but with enemies as well. You can also deflect her pull. A good thing to do is to get rid of that pull just in case Genji tries to go for a 6-man dash to an ult, or Doomfist tries to go for a meteor strike pull, whatever. If you block it and it reduces the amount of damage incoming, that would be a really good help to your team. So you see the Genji's there.
And I get the urge to kill him.
That's fine. If you can try to stop your healers from getting dived on, like a Winston or a Ball or a Genji, even your tank sometimes. Like Arisa has a hard time dealing with Genji. If you can just 1v1 him or create more pressure on him, then he won't get as much value. But what you do is you walk over there and then you leave. You see that he went somewhere, so you just leave. Not a good idea. If you have to chase after him because he's annoying your backline, go chase after him. Everybody else can deal with the front line. Because you are a flanker, you don't need to deal with the front line.
And then this is the part where you power me up. And then I try to get that off, but the turret was there.
Yes. So one thing that we can say is you're close to Blade, right? You're at 85%. If you dash with this nano in front of you, then you can get a lot of percentage off. So like right here, I know you're close. You're at 90%. You see that the Moira is there. You see that the Zarya is there. Everybody else is here. Remember that they've always put their turret behind their shield. So you have to be careful of that. You get nanoed right about here. 90%.
And I get freaked out. And I think, oh, let's get that ult and try to use it.
Try not to panic when you get nanoed. I know it's very, very difficult, but try not to panic when you get nanoed. You have to stay calm, stay cool, stay collected, and use it to the best of your ability. You see that Ana is half, you see that Torbjorn is low as well, and you have the Moira on your right. That's a lot of people.
I have my dash.
Yes, you can dash through the Torbjorn, through the Ana, turn around. You'll have your Blade, and then you can dash, reset through both of them, and probably even Moira as well. But what you do instead is you dash into Torbjorn, into the bench, and then go to Orisa, where you're at 100 health. You get Blade. Oh shoot, I should use Blade. Dead. And Ana's sitting there at 50 health.
Did this happen to you when you were a new player?
Yeah. When I was a new player, I played a lot of Call of Duty back in my day, so I started out in Plat. I got Plat because I could aim. I could aim very well because I played Soldier, and Soldier was pretty much the equivalent of playing Call of Duty. I was decent at Call of Duty, so that's why I got Plat, because of my aim. But I had no idea how to play the game otherwise. I could aim, that was it. So I was pretty much a really crappy DPS player. A 2500 was what I got, I'm pretty sure. So, yes, getting nanoed does freak you out. It's freaked me out so many times where I'm kind of just sitting there shaking with my controllers in my hands like, what am I supposed to do with this? I have to pop off. And then you get killed. It's a matter of playing enough times where you have to stay calm and just do your best. Obviously, it doesn't always work out that way, but if Ana nanos you and you can't use it, then don't. If you get nanoed and you're here and the enemy team's all the way in their little area, you're not obligated to go and try and kill them. Literally, what I would do is, if you can't use it, just throw shurikens from a distance and build up your Blade as much as possible. Using nano on someone can build their ultimate so quickly. That would be great if she nanoed you. You're, 50% to ult? You just spam shurikens. You get, 30-40% ult charge off. And then your team takes a bunch of damage. Ana would have nano in no time. You could Blade before then if you wanted to. But, if you can't use it, don't. This, you could dash. You would kill him right now.
But I couldn't because it was recharging.
38 health.
And mine was recharging.
What did you use dash on?
I don't know. I think I just used it to get up there faster.
Okay. One thing I would suggest, don't use abilities when coming out of spawn. Unless it's overtime. Using abilities when you come out of spawn is a big no-no because of things like this. Where you either get killed or you have to use it and you can't. So you use it now, and it would be real great if you could use it now, huh? You didn't use it when you came out of spawn, you could have killed him. You're scared of him. This is why you sit here. You see him, you try to follow him, he gets healed. This is fine, except you use primary fire instead of secondary fire. Secondary fire is faster, and secondary fire is a lot easier to use because it is so much faster. You can get more shurikens off. As soon as he uses deflect, it's over. He is one shot right now. All you have to do is punch him. He's also being pocketed by Ana. So what you have to do is either say, hey, I need help, or you have to escape. Right now, you're going to want to deflect any incoming damage. One thing you don't want to do is you don't want to go to the Torbjorn. What you want to do is try and come towards your team, aka me and Moira and Hog, who are all behind you. That's where you want to go.
And then this is the part. And then there's nothing after that.
Okay.
Victory.
So my biggest concern, I would say practice your aim with Genji. Genji is a very difficult hero to learn because he's not that strong. What you want to do, I would say, is just go into the practice range before a game. Practice for like 5 minutes, just shooting bots. There's a bot. There's a bot. Ghost dash. Nope, that didn't work. Ghost dash.
Double kill.
Okay. I have him on 100%. 100% sensitivity.
How do you do that thing where like how you dash forward and backward really fast?
Well, to put it in really, really slow terms, you have to get them down to 50 health first. As soon as you get them down to 50 health, dash. As soon as your dash resets, turn, dash again, turn, dash again. But it's a lot faster movement because my sensitivity is at 100 with Genji.
It's okay. No, I understand. The triple headshot.
So literally you could just practice this before a match. You see both of these enemies are low, dash, turn, turn, bam. What I would try to do is practice with one and just do forward and right if you wanted to, or forward and back. So with this one, we can even practice with both of them if we really wanted to. So 1, 2. Okay? And as soon as that bot's done, let me get my thing back. Okay? 1, 2.
Task is not complete.
Start slow and then slowly move up. You don't even have to do it that fast at the start. You can work your way up to that once you're more comfortable with the sensitivity. But ready? 1, 2. Then go from there. Okay?
And here's the part about me and my friends. You know how you play Call of Duty? We played Call of Duty a lot, but we just never could do a soldier. So you want to know how we all started out?
Playing Genji and whoever
Nope.
else.
We all started out going our different ways. I starting out with tank.
Well, I
And my
mean,
f-
it's however you learn, I guess.
Started out with like Genji and Reaper.
Another thing that I would say is you need to learn the combos with Genji. So a good combo to know. Actually, if we go back to the guys over here, a good combo to know is a triple headshot will get them down to below 50 health. So then you can dash and then dash reset. Body shots will not do the trick. 6 shurikens will. He is in this next update. He is getting an ammo buff, which buffs him up to 30 sets of shurikens instead of 24. So you're gonna have more ammo. But you do have to know close range. You want to do that. Okay? When you're probably around, say, 10 meters, primary fire. I'd say around 5 meters, secondary fire. 10 meters is about the range that you kind of want to start doing this. You can still do the left fire, but you do have to be aware you're only hitting one shuriken here. If you're at somewhere around 10 meters, what you can do is move your crosshair to the left or to the right. I'm hitting 2 shurikens now instead of 1. I'm aiming at him now, 1 shuriken. Okay? 1 shuriken, 1 shuriken. Move slightly to the right, slightly to the left. You can hit him with 2. Okay? Or if you want to, if you think you can lead it, just, you know, do one of those. Now, what we want to do is, with these bots, what I like to do is I like to practice Blade. Or just dash in general. After you're done, you know, practicing up here with the rest of these guys, you know the ghost dash, you can dash effectively. Kind of just practice what you can do in order to use your mobility. So double jump up to like areas like this where they have like lips. You know how you get stuck sometimes. Try to double jump over that, climb. You know, find really effective ways to get to certain high grounds in order to you have a free ability that's used whenever. Climb. You can climb whenever you want. The only time you can't climb is when you've already climbed. So I can't climb again once I've done it. As soon as I hit the ground, I can use it again. But you can climb, double jump. You can double jump then climb. But one thing that you can always do is you can grapple. So if I climb and I try to climb up, I can still climb up onto a ledge if I'm in front of it. And it's called I think it's called a wall climb, where as soon as you're at the edge, he'll climb up by himself. That animation right there, where he grabs the ledge. He will always do that. So that's a good way to say, hey, I can get here, and then just climb no matter what. So one thing that I like to do is I'll do one of these. In order to practice Blade, just kind of come off of here, dash, Blade, you have the dash reset, and then just
Double kill. Quadruple kill.
dash through all of them. It's a good way to learn where your enemies are. You kind of have to survey the area. Okay, this bot's here, that bot's there, that bot's there, and then use your best intuition to dash through them. Okay? So, another thing was the combos. Yes, the combos. So, what you want to do is, if you're closer to a bot, actually I wanted to do them up here, I forgot, is the thing that I did earlier, which was just the triple shuriken and dash. Another thing you can do is just the secondary fire and dash. So what you want to do is secondary fire, dash, and as soon as you dash, you want to turn around to your target, because you're not going to have a wall behind them. You're going to want to secondary fire, dash, turn around, secondary fire again, and then melee. Okay? So it'll look something like this. So this will be primary fire for the first part. Instant kill. Just like that. And I killed him with the melee. That is the one-shot combo that you have to learn. If you can get a few shurikens off on the head, that's even better. But the trick is that.
But
You
that's
dash, you hit
but
him.
that's to get rid of squishies.
Yes, that's to get rid of squishies.
What about
You-
to get rid of tanks? Like,
You
say
should-
you and tank get stuck in a place, and you don't, and you can't get out, and it's you versus a tank.
Use your mobility to your advantage. If it's a Reinhardt, you kind of want to do one of these. You gotta get out of swing. You gotta get out of swinging distance.
What
Even
if it's like a road?
if it's a Roadhog, you want to deflect his hook. If you can predict his hook, if he's walking towards you, what you want to do is deflect his hook. As soon as he uses his hook, he's mincemeat. Jump over the top of him, just confuse the heck out of him, and just keep shirking him, dash him, jump over him. By the time he gets his hook again, you'll have your deflect again. Easy as that. People like Zarya, you have to bait out bubble. So what I would do is I would throw a shot of shurikens at first, and what a lot of lower tier Zaryas do is as soon as they see they're getting damaged, they're going to use bubble. So literally all you have to do once, back off. Zarya has her beam, which you can't deflect. So if she's using her beam, this is useless. So what you have to try and do, she has 400 health, so what you have to try and do is, to your best knowledge, try to do the same thing with Roadhog, but bait out her bubbles as best you can. If you can't kill her, escape. Okay? Hammond is a bit tougher. You would want to deflect his cannons. You can't deflect his pile drive or his boop. That's, you know, whatever. Just do your best to get a lot. You can still get a lot of damage off on him, though. Just
I think I'm ready to try a game of comp.
you can do that on your own. I'm gonna go. If you think that you're ready for comp, if you wanna, look at this again, go ahead. I don't think... Hang on. I would say know your counters as a Genji player. Anybody who stuns you, anybody who can stop you from using your dash, know who those characters are and try to bait out their stuns with your deflect. Is what
Okay.
I would say.